premiere of the Debate Amongst Friends. Doc and Prop discuss how LeBron joining the Lakers impacts the association. And ladies and gentlemen, football is back as the annual Hall of Fame game kicks off tomorrow at 8 p.m. and so much more starting now. Professor?
What?
There you go. I don't think the people could hear you. I think Chris.
Are you sure about that? Wait, is Chris already starting already? Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. The best way to start is for us to have a Chris moment. Chris was away for summer vacation, and he was like, you know what? I want to get my security value back for my job. So he decided to give us a little trolling moment at the very beginning of the show. But we are at season 3, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Debate Amongst Friends, the sports podcast where we talk about all things sports, offer our predictions, our reads, and give you our point of view on some of the hot topics in the sports world today. I am your host, the Professor John Gotti, and always by my side, he is the architect, always looking to burn it down. It's Doc Ocean. Welcome back, sir. How do you feel?
The podcast beast, Doc Lesnar, is in full force and so ready for another season of Debate Amongst Friends. Obviously, we've had a good vacation. I think we've had some time to build some things. I mean, we had gaming amongst friends, testing and screenings. We have some other things in the pipeline, but the people really want that old sports talk. And you know who gives it to them the best? That's Doc.
Okay, I was going to go somewhere else with that one, but no, I see what you're doing there.
I know you weren't going to say Stephen A. You're going to say Skip Bayless.
Hey, what about
you want some Hennessy? From
Absolutely not. You want some Hennessy? You want some Black Mount? What? No.
Exactly. We don't want that, and we don't give that. We give the facts. As long as Chris,
we give the reads, ladies and gentlemen, we give the reads.
But Scott called me.
He did. He called you up there. I mean, for half an hour, he was ribbing into you for a little bit.
Yeah, but he said, you know what? We're gonna work out the financial details. We're gonna get the podcast beast Doc Lesnar back for season 3. Get the Professor John Gotti back for season 3. And he said, hey, we tried to look at the old guys, but the young guys were faster. They were smarter, and hey, they were 60-minute podcast men, baby.
Wow! You're exactly right. Exactly right.
But interesting offseason so far. Obviously, while we were away, some interesting things happened. Anything that jumps out to you off the top?
I mean, I guess the big elephant in the room, or the elephant in the room.
The elephant.
I mean, might as well just talk about that.
I mean, so I did read an article today that said that he did at least, think about going to other places like Houston and Philadelphia. At least he gave us
Yeah.
All right.
How much do you believe that, though? How much? How much? Hold on. I'm going to ask this question right now. We're about to take this first take real quick. Wait, how much? Like, give me a percentage of how much you actually believe such lies.
I would say, if I had to put a number crunch, and Chris, please, if you need to do this, please, I would say approximately 33.333. Repeating, of course.
Not repeating, of course.
A percentage of how much I believe it. I don't think. I think he was always going to LA. I think he was going to LA, as we said, once he constructed that deal to clear their cap last year.
Yep. in which Q-Mart, he got the reads. He mentioned that I want to say like a week before LeBron made his decision.
Yeah, he
So
did.
Big shout outs to Q-Mart for doing it. We gotta get him back on the show one day.
I'm sure
Scott gotta open up Scott has to open up the wallet so we can, fly him out here so he can actually start talking to us a little bit more.
Absolutely. I mean, I know, he's, data analyzing ninja in training right now. He's out there crunching some serious numbers. Then we got some people that are going to come on. Obviously, the usual. Hopefully, someone can find not only where Carmen Sandiego is, but if they can find where Senor October is. You got Jay Ritty, you got the Duke. They're all going to be coming back, and we got some additions. I mean, you just never know who's going to pop up on the show. But
yeah,
thinking about LeBron joining the Lakers, I mean, obviously, he comes to an already cluttered West. He's opened up the East a little bit, not too much, but a little bit, to give maybe a team that's been on the cusp of the playoffs for a while. But I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens to the Cavs, though.
Wait, hold on. Doc, are you telling me that LeBron James has now allowed the Eastern Conference to be James Ellsworth? Because now, with a team with two hands, now has a fighting chance to make it into the NBA Finals from the East? Is that what you're telling me?
It's not. I wouldn't say that they have a super fighting chance. I mean, a puncher's chance, sure. I mean, he has two hands and can throw a punch. Has a chance to land a heavy blow, but I mean, you still got to go through Philly, you got to go through Boston, and I mean, if Kawhi really takes Drake and the Raptors seriously,
he doesn't.
Which was going to be my news from this past break. I mean, the Raptors could be in there too, as they normally are.
I mean, if anything else, like I would say that it's a huge monkey off the backs of the people of LeBron too, because LeBron's not there anymore, and I use LeBron too as the meme.
But in a funny context, that is that the two people who made the most outrageous statements for the LeBron Raptors are on. Obviously, the coach Dwayne Casey's gone. Now DeMar DeRozan, who feels as though ownership had every reason to tell him the truth at all times, which in any business situation, everything should be taken with somewhat of a grain of salt. I mean, you're making $20-something million and you're talking about, if I played with LeBron James, I would win championships too.
Wait, are you trying to Stephen A. Smith this whole thing right now? Because I'm trying not to make the start of season 3 into that.
I mean, I'm just saying, just trying to mix it up. I mean,
okay. I mean, I already have some things to say about what he said today about Shaquan Barkley.
I have Podcast Addict, which is a place where you could also find Debate Amongst Friends, just one of many platforms. And, I subscribe to the Stephen A. Smith show just to hear. Sometimes I just want to hear the people who call in, because sometimes the people who call in don't make any sense and probably shouldn't call in.
That's okay. Well, I'm not gonna sit here and talk about his fan base, because a lot of the time that's the kind of people that Stephen A. Smith wants to call up.
I heard a guy call in and he was like, talking about LeBron James and how, LeBron James is great or something. And then he called in again like a day or so later and he was like, oh no, I was just psyching you guys out. LeBron's this and LeBron's that. And Stephen A, of course, hung up on him, saying you can't play both sides of the fence on my show. You do that on your own show. And,
hey, look at that. We have our own show.
I tempted to call in, and say, Stephen A, this is Doc, Debate Amongst Friends. And I just want to let you know, we love your show.
He's gonna be like, wait, Debate Amongst Friends? Wait, isn't that same show that blasphemous
John Gotti?
That's a John Gotti always calling me out?
Oh
Is
my
it
god.
that debate amongst wait.
The one. That is the one. But ultimately, I think that to go back to your fighter's chance perspective and your point, I think it opens it up for obviously the Celtics. You know, depending on what happens with the 76ers, you still got the Raptors, the Bucks, you know, who I think over this break, I named Giannis the best of the East. He's gonna if he can develop a jump shot, I mean, it's over.
Well, I would say that he has developed. I think further honed his jump shot
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
because he has a jump shot. Ben
So
Simmons doesn't have a jump shot.
So yeah, Ben Simmons does have a job. I think if Ben Simmons could get that Patrick Ewing range, I think it would be perfect for him. But he doesn't even have that Patrick Ewing range.
I'm gonna need for you to explain that one as a Knicks fan.
I mean, you know, Patrick
I'm
Ewing
about to get
had.
very upset
I
really
mean,
fast.
Patrick Ewing had the mid range on lock, especially that little, that little wing jumper. He used to hit that wing jumper all the time.
Automatic, ladies and gentlemen.
It was automatic. So I mean, if Simmons could hit that, I mean, that would be pretty good. But I mean, I think LeBron did change some of the scope of the East. Now in the West, obviously the team to beat is still the Warriors.
Warriors. And then after that, it's going to be the Rockets.
Houston Rockets. Now
and still, I keep telling people don't sleep on the Nuggets.
I will say not to sleep on the Spurs because even though DeMar DeRozan isn't great sometimes,
I never slept on the Spurs.
Yeah,
and here's why. And we've said this before, both on the podcast and off the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Popovich has the ability, the uncanny ability to utilize every single piece on his roster to their strengths, to hide their weaknesses, and to make them work as a collective unit.
I think it's going to be such a better season for them. I think DeMar DeRozan in a system where I want to say that he's not the guy, but coming in, he probably was told that he was the guy. Exactly, a little Roman Reigns, but Roman apparently is, according to some reports, is going to be the guy for the next quarter or two. But that's marking out amongst friends news, of course.
Shout outs to Tamatanga for putting him in his place on Twitter.
Right. Oh yeah, that was great. But I think DeMar DeRozan filling in for Kawhi Leonard, playing with DeJounte Murray, playing with LaMarcus Aldridge, and some of those other veterans that are there. They still have Rudy Gay. I think they're going to be good. Obviously, they got rid of Danny Green finally, which I was pretty excited for. So I think
I believe they lost Kyle Anderson too.
They did to Memphis, which I thought was pretty big because I think Pop really liked him, but
we liked him as well too because Jersey.
He's very versatile. He was a good defender also in Jersey. Yes, I did hear that.
I was waiting for him to say that one at the end too.
Yes, I did hear that. But I think he's a good defender. I think that the Memphis Grizzlies got a great player. But let's jump back to the Cavs. I asked this question on Facebook, and I still don't know what they're going to do. Unless Colin Sexton goes on a Kyrie-esque run.
No.
You don't think Colin Sexton has a Kyrie in him?
No.
He did great in the Summer League. I'll give him credit for Summer League.
And he balled out. But the problem is we've seen the same scenario when LeBron James skipped teams and they get a point guard. I'm looking at you, Shabazz Napier.
Oh. Well, wasn't that was for Miami Heat though?
Yes.
That was a trolling draft move. LeBron trolled them because he was like, "Hey, draft him," and I'm sure Pat Riley was like, "If we draft him, maybe."
But what was the number one complaint that LeBron James had this past season?
Point guard? Can't be.
That was like one of like a long laundry list of different complaints he had during the season last year, but it was part of that list.
See, honestly, I think if I had to pinpoint an issue, obviously it was defense, of course. But I mean, number one, they left too much. They left too much faith in the likes of J.R. Smith and Kyle Korver and even Tristan Thompson. I mean, they don't have anybody who can really score the basketball. So when you look at LeBron going to the Lakers and you have
Well, not
Brandon
even just
Ingram
score the
and
basketball, but
Kuzma,
they able to create their own shots too.
I mean, you can't. They can't. We're talking about people who can't create their own shots, who aren't consistent.
No.
So when I heard that the Houston Rockets were looking at acquiring J.R. Smith, I'm like, for why?
But J.R. Smith is now being investigated by the NYPD.
Oh my god, for that stupid cell phone thing?
Yes.
That's so dumb. I saw that and I was just like, for taking a cell phone and throwing it in a construction site, dude. Are you serious right now? Reach in your pocket and give that man $300 and let's call it a day. Because you know there wasn't no brand new phone, because nobody's gonna be out here letting somebody else take a brand new phone. I don't care who it is. I would have put J.R. Smith in the eye of the storm and dropped him career.
I can't believe you just did that. First episode, you already did an eye of the storm joke. Oh my gosh.
Injury. Right there on the
wait a minute. Let's sidebar real quickly, because I don't know if people noticed this, but the doc is wearing an exclusive shirt. You want to tell them about what shirt you're wearing for the premiere episode of season 3?
So this is the actual initial debate amongst friends, and I mean, I think this is what kind of started. Let me stand up a little bit so they can see it a little bit.
Take a step back. Let the people see the whole thing. What did I say about this? Did I say doctor?
It does say doctor. This is actually a gift from Mrs. Ocean. The
Baroness.
Yes, the video editing, beast of everything over there. I mean, she's the everything beast, where I am the podcast beast. So yes, she gave us this Christmas 2 years ago.
Yes.
And I said, well, let me bless the first episode of season 3 with a debate amongst friends shirt. And wait, I mean, I know that people have seen it before, but season 3, maybe there are new subscribers, some new watchers out there. What's that shirt you have on?
This whole thing?
Hey.
What? I mean, this is the Debate Amongst Friends trash shirt. You got to spell it out. TAS. Oh, wait.
Oh, that's such a classic moment. I'm sure we'll have other T-shirts. And of course, they can get that on Teesprings. The link will definitely be in the description, of course, on our YouTube channel. So you can definitely order that. This is an exclusive, so you can't order the doc shirt.
No.
You can't order the doc shirt unless you.
It gotta be special ordered.
Yeah, for real. You really have to make it yourself.
We have to get the special ordered. We got to talk to Lou Ferrigno. We got some distributing people out there as well too. Like, don't worry about it. Like, you can get it. You just gotta let us know. Hit us up in the comments. Make sure you put a like on this video as well too. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. So.
Absolutely. But I mean, it's so great to be back. I don't even know how to control myself right now. And we're on video now, so it's like, wow.
Wait, are you saying that we're now Debate Amongst Friends worldwide?
Wow. I can't believe we just did that. I hope this doesn't make it to Vince McMahon's desk. He's going to be so
mad. He has a laundry list of stuff. He's like, man, that Professor John Gotti guy. He took that move. He gave me that move. He just did Titus. What?
That's my hand. Oh God, that's so funny. We're gonna get so bad. But ultimately,
it was me, Vince. It was me all along.
Oh god, classic.
But back to the subject at hand.
Looking over it though, I think that LeBron does impact he going to the Lakers impacts. I mean, he said ultimately that he chose the Lakers because of, I guess, the talk of people saying that he joined a super team, which is what he did, the air quotes. He joined a super team when he joined the Lakers, the Heat, excuse me.
Which he did.
Saying that they were 43 wins and whatever losses. But he joined the Lakers because of their record, and that was his big thing.
One thing I love about this whole super team crap argument is the fact that people are now bottlenecking about what is an actual super team.
I don't think they exist anymore now. I think when people look at the Warriors, they think that that's a super team, but for the most part, that's really, really good.
It was a team that was drafted well.
Yeah.
And it's a super team. Like, that's just people just being salty about life because they didn't pick up a Steph Curry. And I'm a Knicks fan. I was salty that we couldn't pick him up because he came out the draft the very, very next pick. But no one picked up Draymond Green. He was a second-round draft pick.
Right. That's why I'm hoping that what we did what the Rockets did in the draft this year, picking up the Anthony Melton. I'm hoping that turns to be a Draymond-ish.
But like to sit there and start crying because these Warrior teams developed into great players and managed to win a ring and almost won it again while winning 73 games. Like,
I get it.
That's a well-developed team. That's not a super team.
So what I would say, obviously, I could see if people got mad when Durant joined, sure. But when you look at, let's say if Durant, Harden, Westbrook, Ibaka, and whoever else they had at the time stayed in Oklahoma City and they would have actually won championships. But they were close. They were in the finals.
They were in the finals, but they were still young. They didn't have that. They didn't have the experience to try to get over that hump. Not to mention there was still, and I still put an asterisk on this final win for LeBron James because it was during the lockout season as well too.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I actually forgot that James.
Everyone forgot it.
I don't know. I forgot that James Harden was in that finals. Yeah, I remember, and I think when people talk about him, quote unquote, disappearing in the playoffs, even though he scores 20 and 30 points and, the whole team goes 0 for 27 from 3. It's really just James Harden who goes,
yes.
He's the main guy. So my main thing is he does technically have championship experience. They might not have won, but him getting there, he probably been hungry ever since. And
he's always stirring. I don't know what he's trying to cook all the time, but he's always stirring something in that pot. He
hasn't really, to me, he hasn't stirred in a while. I mean, I don't know. To me, he hasn't, but I mean, I'm just happy that we got a chance to get some quality people, but we're going to talk about the Rockets all season 3, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, absolutely.
But
as well as the Knickerbockers, I'm pretty excited about my Knicks. I am all in. For my rookie, Kevin Knox.
Well, skip Kevin Knox. Did you see that video of Joakim Noah? There was a video of Joakim Noah out there. He was balling. His ponytail was looking great. I mean, he hit the little open jumper. You know that jumper he does?
You mean that little?
Yeah, he hit an open jumper. He was running up and down the court. He looked like he was ready to ball.
Well, hopefully the Rockets pick him up.
Wow.
Because you decided to put out Joakim Noah while I'm talking about my Knicks. Come on.
I mean, he plays for the Knicks still.
No, he does. He's off the Knicks.
They bought him out? I didn't think they bought him out.
Yeah, they did.
When did they do that? Chris, please.
We talked about this on the show. You gotta watch the tape, bro.
Did we? I feel like
I was so happy too.
I feel like he should still be on the Knicks.
No, make him go to the Nets.
Wow. I mean, as of last month, he was still talking about wanting to stay with the Knicks. That's why I never thought
they got rid of that contract, bro.
Are you 100% sure?
They got rid of the contract.
All right, we have to go. We're going to continue because I don't know if that was ever official. Because I feel like he's still there. Everything says that he's still there.
they said they got rid of his contract. There was it was I believe Adrian Wojnarowski dropped that.
He might have been lying to us.
He was. It hasn't really been lying a whole lot though.
I mean, I don't know. Joakim Noah still shows up, bro. I don't know. They might have not been able to get rid of him. Yeah, he's still showing on the roster on ESPN.com. I don't know, man.
You know what it was? I think I know what it was.
They tried to trade him.
No, they told him to stay away from the Knicks.
See, so I mean, he can really ball. I mean,
nope. We're moving on. Nope.
I mean,
nope.
He's 33, but he's
James Dolan about to get an email from me after the show. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, oh man, but I get it. But he looked good though. He looked like he was ready. He looked like he was in shape. He was healthy.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, it's great to finally see him doing that. But you know, it took him almost being out of the league to start making these kind of vast. He would have been out of the league. Come on.
I mean, we probably would have took his contract had we did that whole, Ryan Anderson trade last year. I mean, now look at us.
You still have Ryan Anderson on your team.
Well, now he's just being used for trade bait. I think we're, there's a lot of different things. I mean, it's cool though. I mean, we're over the cap now, obviously, giving all this money out. Like we're giving out freaking Tic Tac millions of dollars. Hey,
you want some Tic Tacs?
You get a Tic Tac. You get a Tic Tac. It's like that moment where you open a new pack of gum and everybody's like, "Oh, I want a piece of gum." No, and you didn't want a piece of gum 2 seconds ago.
Exactly.
But they're gonna trade Ryan Anderson either before this year or I've heard several names. I've heard Kent Bazemore. I've heard J.R. Smith. Unfortunately, I've heard
J.R. Smith.
I feel like I've heard nothing but Knicks. I heard J.R. Smith. I've heard Iman Shumpert. I was like, I've heard Zach Randolph. Like, why would we want Zach Randolph?
He can still ball for you. He's basically
he can't run in our system. He can't run. Carmelo's gonna have to lose some weight so he can run. He better run. He's gonna run.
I think Carmelo can still run.
I think Carmelo probably looked fat and lazy because he was next to Russell Westbrook last year.
Exactly. Like I think a lot of people are sleeping on Carmelo Anthony.
I'm loving the Carmelo Anthony pickup, which should be happening.
I know you were, and I'm happy for him too because, I mean, he could finally come off the bench.
Well,
he's coming off the bench.
Well,
he's better off coming off the. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
I agree.
Tell me I'm wrong.
With you wholeheartedly. But
him coming in with that second unit.
I agree. Him
coming in with that second unit.
Him, Gerald Green. Eric Gordon. I think it'd be great. I don't think we're keeping Nene, so I guess Hartenstein or Joe Chi, who I finally figured out how to really say his name rather than just say that Chinese kid.
It only took you 2 years.
Joe, it's really just Joe Key. I think we're going to be okay. Again, I agree, but I think they're going to mix it up. He'll probably start in the beginning of the year, but if he feels as though, some people have a better, whatever. I don't think does it really matter if you start or not anymore in the NBA? You're getting paid.
No.
He's going to play a whole bunch.
No, being a starter and being the bench player is equivalent to wins and losses in the WWE.
Yeah, I mean, he's still going to get 25 to 30 minutes a game. I don't really think it matters.
Absolutely.
But I guess having your name called and, I guess people love that stuff. But anyway, I mean, so LeBron James impacts us in more ways than one. The LeBron James factor.
I doubt it. I was speaking to Duchess, shout out to Duchess, by the way.
Shout out to her, yes, Duchess.
She's been very vocal about the Tristan Thompson deal for many weeks, and it's been quite entertaining.
Now, are we talking still about the whole cheating aspect, or now this whole punching in the face thing?
The cheating aspect. Oh, she just found out about the whole punching in the face today.
Well, maybe his life is just crumbling in front of him. I mean, that's that Kardashian thing.
I'm about to say that's that Lamar Odom who, I don't know if you're going to talk about that in your final thoughts, but
no, please. I have a final thought. No, throw that out there. I thought that was great news.
That was great news too. LeBron Odom getting back into basketball,
Yeah,
and I'm hoping for the best for him because he was a hell of a player when he
he
played.
really was. I mean, I remember playing with him in NBA Live for the
Yep.
PC, which was one of the best NBA Lives I've ever played. Um, he was such.
Be extra careful. You're about to trigger a lot of people out there.
I'm just saying, NBA Live for the PC, whatever amount of years that was, had to be probably 15, 20 years ago.
Yep.
Um, Back when Jonathan Bender was playing. It was so good. He was so good. But yeah, Lamar Odom, monster.
He was
And
a beast.
to see his downward spiral was so sad. But no, that let's not bring the show down. Let's not bring it down. Let's keep the energy up. Obviously, we I haven't gotten over basketball season, but I know we have to. And we have to now look at an upcoming football season where we have a lot of mixed emotions. Obviously, this whole anthem policy, you still got Trump, running his mouth. You still got people saying they're going to pay the fine, they're going to just kneel. But ultimately, tomorrow at 8 o'clock
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time, the Ravens and the Bears will kick off the preseason.
And this is why we came back for you, the people, tonight.
Right here. We are live.
Because football is back. And along with that is all the controversies that's along with it.
So I asked someone that I work with, if he was excited about football. And, again, it's tough when you're conflicted. I mean, you've been doing something for 20, 30 years, and then somebody says, oh, you shouldn't watch because, they're trying to shut people down from doing this whole anthem protest. But you're like, I love the game. I watch it all my life. This protest stuff is kind of putting a negative spin on football. So it's all kind of a rotating ball of misunderstandings, I feel like. It's kind of weird, it's almost like everything's being darkened out almost. It's crazy.
Wait, are you trying to say it's like a black mass? Are things just fading to black?
Black mass. That's a great analogy.
I mean, we can't even go as far as say it's a B dorm amiss with us. Like it's in the air.
Yes, I agree. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I love football. I hate that the anthem has turned into a
deeply political subject that became more sensitive is not about the actual game of football anymore, and it's more about people's stances and whether or not people want to be for it, against things. And if you're for it, then you're still bad, and if you're against it, you're still bad. So it's pretty much a lose-lose situation.
Yes. Think about it like, well, let's go back. I mean, I hate the fact that some people who probably don't even really know what happened, they're just going based on what they see. It's like one person says, "Oh, he's kneeling because he's disrespecting the flag. He doesn't care about America. He hates the military." And it's like, then you got other people. It's like, oh, police got to protect themselves. Police got family too. But then it's like African Americans. It's like, oh, we're the ones getting killed in the street. We're in the military. We're doing, everything that you guys are doing. Yet you guys aren't being killed. We are. This guy is kneeling for us, and now you're telling him not to kneel because it's messing up your pockets, which the Duke did say last season, as well as I think potentially maybe the end of season 1. And then into season 2, I know he came back and he said some similar things. But it's like when you go in to a job, the job typically respects, and I guess this is why we don't bring politics and things like that to work. They usually respect your religion, your political views, whatever your gender, your race, everything. But it seems as though the NFL is caught between a juggernaut of a president and a social justice issue that's so big, and the NFL is just in the middle. Like, what the heck? We're just trying to produce football.
Yep.
We're just trying to produce football. We're not trying to be. We're not trying to do anything else but produce football and really make money
Because it's all about the money.
at Mean Green. So I'm not sure. I mean, I'm looking forward to the game, but I'm pretty sure I know a lot of people are going to be like, hey, Doc and Prof, I can't believe you're still watching. You guys should just cover basketball for the whole year. You guys suck.
See, we already had that issue before with someone telling us to stick to one niche.
Right.
And I politely told the person to go kick pebbles.
Exactly. It's tough. I mean, we like sports. We don't. Obviously, if you followed our Twitter and our Facebook and any other platform, our Instagram, we like different things. I mean, I might not watch soccer all the time, but when the World Cup comes on, if there's a TV on and the World Cup is on, I'm gonna watch it. When I was in Spain, when I was in Spain, soccer was on. I watched it. When I went to the Dominican Republic, you went to the Dominican Republic, baseball was on. Hey, I'm gonna watch it.
I agree.
So, who are people to tell us to stick to one point? No, we're not going to stick to one point of view. That's just not what we do. That's not us.
It's not. It's not, and it shouldn't be.
Absolutely.
And it shouldn't be.
So,
like, freedom of speech. You know what? Let's keep going.
Absolutely.
Keep going. That's good. That's a duke it out thing, and I'm gonna let the Duke handle that.
Absolutely. So tomorrow we have the Ravens and the Bears, who are gonna kick off the season.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, we're going to see Lamar Jackson and RG3 play, so that should be very exciting.
That's going to be I'm looking forward to the actual game. Like, here's the part that disappoints me. More people are going to be watching the stuff before kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that is over and kickoff about to happen, everyone's going to turn the channel. That's all that's going to happen. And it's a shame.
Right.
That's the travesty, ladies and gentlemen.
Because I know we covered the new rules toward the end of the season, and it's kind of stupid. I don't really know how it's going to work, but I'm assuming that in the beginning of the game, people are going to be like, hey, by a show of hands, how many people, plan on staying in the locker room? Oh, okay. Everybody else, meet me over here. We're going to run out on the time.
I just got some breaking news. I don't know if you saw this yet, but this is in the world of college football, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Urban Meyer's out as the Ohio State Buckeyes head coach.
That was my final thought. But you're saying,
because I'm getting it all, like, he's on paid administrative leave.
Right, that's what I have here. Paid administrative leave. So that was definitely one of my final thoughts, and it's because
my phone's been going ballistic about it. That's why.
Yeah, he hid some information about one of his assistant coaches who I guess did some things that were detrimental to the team's personal conduct policy.
Yes.
So he is on leave, which the Ohio State University Buckeyes can't really afford any more drama or any more, issues like this. They just can't take it. So
I agree.
This is definitely a big gut punch, but I definitely understand. So I do agree with you. I think that the game is going to be great. But I'm really looking forward to the quarterback. So obviously Mitchell Trubisky is going to get a chance to play a little bit, hopefully. But of course,
I think he'll have a great sophomore season this year.
Absolutely. He played great last year. But I'm really looking forward to Lamar Jackson and Robert Griffin III, of course. I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too. Me too. They're going to both be able to play, get a couple of snaps in. I mean, well, they're going to probably get like, what, 3-4 series maybe?
Honestly, I think they're going to play the whole game because I think they're going to give, they're going to give Flacco maybe the first series, and then they might just turn it over to those guys and let them do their thing.
Let them clear their throats.
Doctor.
But it's going to be a great game. I mean, I don't think we need to do any predictions for preseason game. Like, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think
so either.
I don't think it's worth not the preseason. I mean, and you heard me say that a year ago, 2 years ago with the Cowboys, and people were going gaga goo goo for Dak Prescott, and I said it's the preseason.
I remember.
Don't do it. Don't drink that Kool-Aid.
Burn it down. I remember.
Because then, as soon as the moment went, he
was rendered obsolete. Oh, you're going trash. Were you just going trash? I saw your hand. I saw your arm moving, but I couldn't see your hand. There it is.
He became P-A-S.
Wait. But are there any teams or one team that you're looking forward to seeing this season more than any other team? And why?
Well, for me, at least thinking about it right now, because that pissant Stephen A. Smith, come see me on the show, Stephen A. Smith. I'm calling you out.
Wow.
Every week. Is the New York Football Giants. They had a debate today about whether or not Saquon Barkley is already overrated or overhyped. And he hasn't even taken a single step yet.
Right.
And one of the reasonings, I guess we could try to say, within the vast knowledge base of the Smithy one, was he started to use his stats from Saquon Barkley's last season in college. And we talked about this, about his usage rate during last season and how it quickly declined because of game time management, the way that the coaches call the plays. But he was trying to use this as a reason to why he's overhyped, trying to say that because he only had 500-yard games, that he doesn't have the potential to do more with a mediocre O-line.
Right.
Which the Giants O-line is still really bad.
They've gotten better.
It got slightly better, but they're not like, as you like to say, like the Cowboys O-line, in which, Richardson can get 1,000 yards. Yes. Like, come on.
Yes, I'm so glad you brought that back because I really want that to happen. I really need to go to the Cowboys just so he can prove to the world that it's not him. It's the offensive line. It's the O-line.
Yep. But like now, I just want to see Saquon Barkley have a monster season, just despite that pisshead Stephen A. Smith. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, I feel you.
But of course, Buccaneers, because it's your team.
Which somebody was actually just telling me that they were in Tampa over the weekend, and I was just so jealous. They were in Clearwater. I remember the Uber driver telling us to go to Ybor City, and she was like, "Yeah, I went to Ybor City," and I was like,
Nothing's gonna stop from going again next season.
This is true. But the team I'm actually looking forward to outside of the Bucs, of course, the Cleveland Browns, of course. Who
I will agree with you.
Yeah, they really made some moves. And I mean, obviously we know that Dez Bryant could be on the horizon. Throw up those X's somewhere. But
instead of those X's, how about I throw up those K's?
K's. It looked almost like a Dr. Pepper, which is kind of interesting.
It is. We're not supposed to say that on the stream, though. You can't say stuff like that on the stream. We're gonna get.
I don't think Dr. K should. I mean, maybe like Nurse K or Professional K. I don't know, but Dr. K.
It's our sponsor today, though. Make sure you go to your local grocery store for get K sodas. It's actually really good.
Oh my God, no. I can't believe they did that. Like, they could have did anything else. Like, cardiologist K. They should have just gave it a different name, like Mr. K. They should have just kept. You know what? I probably would. If you're gonna go that far, you might just say Dr. P.
Dr. P. No.
Or like maybe not go so far, like Dr. O or Dr.
I will say this though. This Dr. K tastes better than the original Dr. P.
Wow, that is bold. And you got to be bold to wear the gold.
And I'm wearing the gold, buddy boys.
I love Dr. Pepper, and you're telling me that Dr. K right now is better.
I'm telling you that this drink right here will change your life.
And where'd you get that from?
You can pick it up at your local grocery store, at your Kroger's. It is definitely available in your soda and soft drink aisle.
You do know that they're closing Kroger's around the country. Probably for this exact same reason. They're coming with Dr. K's. From the making of Kexi.
I got the Dr. K's with my Instacart. Shout out to Instacart as well, too.
They're probably making Kepsi. And freaking, 7 cup. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty. Hey, 8 cup. How ridiculous is that? But I'm looking forward to the Browns, not Dr. K, and the Bucks. I will say, you mentioned an interesting thing about the Giants. One of my cousins, who goes on Instagram as Y Davis, said that the Giants are going to win the Super Bowl, and I laughed. I said, "Ha ha ha!" I said, "Clearly, you've been working out too hard."
I was not ready for that comment. I was not ready for that at all.
He called me. He said the title looks like number 8. He said the title looks like it's coming back to both of my teams, the Lakers and the Giants. And I was just like,
okay, I can understand why you laughed then.
Clearly, the protein powder has been compromised. Clearly.
Wait, I know what you're talking about. No.
That's that Dr. K.
No, that is not Dr. K. That's that Dr. B, Dr. Buggin.
Because clearly you think that the Lakers are beating the Rockets or the Warriors, and based on them signing Rondo and Lance Stevenson, you got to be kidding me. And the Giants signing an okay tackle from the Patriots doesn't fix all of their offensive line needs.
It does not.
Barkley is good, but I mean, it's unless they sign Dez and to take away some of the pressure from Odell, Doc's just not buying it. Just like he's not going to be able to buy Dr. K.
Do you see my face right now?
I do see your face. I mean, that's what the people want. They want Dez to be an Odell so they can dance together.
Oh gosh,
Dez probably does. I think if Dez joined the Giants, Odell would do his best rendition of Whitney Houston's "I Want to Dance with Somebody."
That song is going to be stuck in my head, and it's going to give me nightmares. Moving on. Any other teams though heading into this 2018-2019 season that you had some interest about?
I would say the St. Louis Rams.
I was just
yeah.
Wait, the who?
The St. Oh, I'm sorry. The Los Angeles Rams. But you knew what I was talking about. Oh my god!
Yes, I was like, "Oh, he said it already." Oh,
Yeah.
I think we need to bring back the counter again.
I need to have a Dr. K. I think that St. Louis will always be in their hearts, and I can't, because I used to play with St. Louis and Madden, so it's like, St. Louis Rams is so big to me, but I guess I have to call them I'll just shorten it to LA or just say the Rams.
The Rams.
Yeah, the Rams are going to be good if they can take care of Aaron Donald. I think they'll be okay, but he's going to get that. He's going to want more than JJ Watt money. That's a lot of money.
I agree with that. Also, another team keeping it in the state of California, the Raiders.
The Oakland Raiders
is another team that might, do something. Like from the season where Carr got injured, like they were Super Bowl bound.
True. I mean,
to his whatever he did that caused the team to go against him. Like I think they might have a bounce back season this year.
I'm curious to see how John Gruden impacts them. Obviously he's showing them film from, I heard, 1976, and I'm sure probably 1986 and 1996 and 2016.
Probably not 2006.
Might be. I mean, somehow John Gruden.
That's that DeMarcus Russell.
Listen, somehow this guy probably has film already for 2026.
He probably
John
does.
Gruden is just that good at,
John Gruden, that good man.
He's just predicted that, hey, this is gonna be the stats of the future.
Doc, the face.
Yes. This is the type of stats that I really like here. I mean, that Spider 2Y banana.
Spider 2Y banana. Oh no. Well, you already know that's in the playbook.
It's in there. Watch it. It's in there somewhere. I'm pretty positive. But ultimately, yeah, I'm definitely excited for football. I'm definitely excited that season 3 of Debate Amongst Friends is back. Obviously, among the other shows that we do. I think it's going to be really, really great. And I think for the first time for season 3, we're at Endgame.
We are at Endgame. We are. And at this point, if you're listening to us on the first time, at the end of every episode, that Doc and I provide our final thoughts for the week. At least in this case, it's going to be based off our off season. Right. So I'm going to let the doctor take it away.
So before I jump into my final thought, I will say that I am pretty excited about everything that we do. Obviously, Debate Amongst Friends. We have Marking Out Amongst Friends, which is our wrestling podcast that will go on until SummerSlam and then Survivor Series. I believe they'll be back. So that's going to be exciting. Obviously, we still have Duke It Out, and I think we're going to have just a plethora of other shows that we're going to go out there. And I'm personally looking forward to Gaming Amongst Friends, which Team Neutralize, which you will surely come to know. You will learn Team Neutralize. And we will be neutralizing targets and everybody that comes along, including some of the people from the fighting game community that will be named Pissants.
Wait, are you still calling out infiltration?
I didn't call out anyone. I'm just saying.
I got to put that out there. All right.
Listen, some people are the Peyton Manning of the fighting game community. Some people are Pissants. I mean,
you did not. Come on, you felt bad for him when that happened. Come on, stop it.
I don't feel bad anymore.
Stop.
But we have a lot of programming coming along, and I'm looking forward to it. But my final thought, outside of the Urban Meyer thing that happened today, obviously Carmelo Anthony, that we mentioned earlier, will be joining the Rockets either by the end of tonight or early tomorrow, as he's cleared waivers a couple hours ago. The one thing that shocked me, which kind of made me a little angry, is that the Seattle Seahawks signed J.R. Sweezy back, who we had for the last couple of years on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I think he played maybe a total of 6 games. So that right there made me a little upset, because I'm not gonna lie, because I had high hopes for him coming in, and to hear that he's all of a sudden has been medically cleared really almost just through the roof, just sent me through the roof. Obviously, during our time off, I think toward the end of the season 2, into our break, obviously we heard about Jameis Winston and all his struggles. Obviously, he got the 3-game suspension. I think that's going to be something to keep an eye on throughout the season. I think the last thing that I wanted to touch on is something that we didn't really talk too much about, but the acquisition of Kawhi Leonard. Like we talked about briefly about it, but I think that trade also could shift some of the things in the Eastern Conference. I'm hoping that Kawhi hasn't put himself in a position where he's not going to be deemed a great player anymore. I mean, does he have the je ne sais quoi to continue to play at a high level? Does he have the it factor to play at the high level? I don't know that anymore. And that's where it gets kind of interesting. But I think time will tell. We're going to definitely see if he can come out and play at a high level. I think it's going to be interesting. But ultimately, I'm just looking forward to season 3. And shout out to Tristan for pushing Draymond. Allegedly. Draymond's denying it. But it's allegedly.
My gosh. I can't.
And this article that says that the Cavs will be better without LeBron. Shout out to that article too.
So I'm going to start off with, I want to give a shout out to a YouTuber actually who I've been listening to a lot of his videos about, and he's a comedian as well too, but he does a lot of he kind of does what we do, but more or less for the FGC community. Sure. Ernesto Lopez, check out his stuff out there. Check out his show Button Check. But the reason I'm giving him a shout out is he's actually attending his very first Evolution. And that, my friend, is not a mystery.
I mean, Evolution is a mystery though.
But he's really big in the fighting game scene, talking with a lot of people. His video actually today was talking about, and you heard me talk about this character before because he was in the E-League tournament, in the real reality TV version of the E-League. Low Tier God, yeah, Low Tier God got banned from Twitter because of some really bad comments.
It's funny you mentioned that. I feel like there were several people who just got in trouble for comments, but
a lot of people got in trouble on Twitter because of comments. Twitter's really tightening the reins, so shout out to Twitter for doing that. But get yourself a chance, check him out, Ernesto Lopez. Just search in Button Check, you can find him out there as well too. But that also being said, Evolution is this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Doc and Prof will not be attending this year, but no worries. We will still be covering it as things are coming along. We'll be posting stuff out there on our Facebook page, our Twitter page, as well as an Instagram account as well too. So, make sure you peer in for that. I'm just going to give my predictions for the Street Fighter V Grand Finals and the eventual champion, in my opinion. Everyone's been on the Tokido train after he did what he did to Punk last year, and he's just been, terrorizing the FGC scene since. But he's one of the participants that I have in the Grand Finals for this year, And the second participant, it's my boy Smuggles. Smug has been just so strong, and he had a controversy loss at the end of E-League a few weeks back as well too. And I think the best way, and I've been telling people I'm booking like I'm in the WWE, but the best way to get all those people back into it and get themselves passionate about this Evo Grand Finals for Street Fighter 5, if Smug versus Tokido happen and Smug beats him. That's what I want to see.
So, you know what? I'm going to just throw this out there. I'm feeling something here, and I'm going to throw this out there. I'm going to say two names. Knuckle Dew, if he's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Watch out for Knuckle Dew.
He is still a strong player. Always placing in the top 8 for every single event he's been on this year.
I think somebody else who had a strong showing last year, if he's playing this year again, Kazunoku.
Kazunoku was actually pretty good. I don't think he's as highly ranked as he was last year. Daiga was still a threat. Justin Wong's been doing pretty good late in the season right now.
But does it really matter?
It's not Dogma, it's someone else too.
I think that's what makes Evolution a mystery.
Such a mystery.
Yeah. I mean, you got to draw the line in the sand. You have to draw the line in the sand and find out who you are.
I see what you did there. And obviously, my last final thought. There was a video that came out on Monday morning. So I was waking up for work, woke up this morning. I grabbed my phone and I looked to see what's on my watch list for my phone. And, someone we were going to play, and actually he's the artist for tonight's outro track, Substantial. He does a podcast-esque type of interview every single Sunday. So on this particular Sunday, when I woke up on Monday, because, he posted out pretty late, so I was just waking up. He was doing it of another artist that we like to play on the show a lot, Mega Ran. So for me, I felt like it was Christmas morning. Like I looked outside, I thought it was snowing because I wouldn't even fathom something like this happening. Right. But they was at a convention and they was doing this interview. They was talking about music, the influence to music, what they was doing before they got into music. And there was a lot of similarities there. They was even talking about wrestling as well too. Talk about wrestling, talk about anime, talking about, and one of the biggest things that I noticed was how much they took certain influences from the music today, but they're not necessarily copying what people are doing today. So they're still keeping, their art based on what, got them there. Not, oh, well, this is popular right now, let me just do that. But it was a great, I think it was like a 30-minute video. And I don't know if I sent it to you or not, though, but if you get yourself a chance, just type in Substantial on YouTube and check out hashtag Substantial Sundays. It was a great interview, and, I definitely had to give them both a shout out, though.
Absolutely.
But, ladies and gentlemen, Substantial and Mega Man, I'm telling you.
That's fantastic.
I know. But tonight's track is from, as I mentioned before, Substantial. Is from one of his new albums, The Garden. Make sure you can pick that up on Google Play Music, iTunes, SoundCloud, and his Bandcamp page as well, too. And the name of the track is Beyond the Stage. I actually really like the track. I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm musically inclined for Substantial. Like, all of his music is really good. And even the doc says, his music is actually pretty all right.
I don't know if I said pretty all right. I think he's good. I think he's great. I
mean, he didn't call him infiltration, but that's pretty high praise.
I can't believe you're saying that, but I do think that he has a different style, and it's something that different types of people can listen to and enjoy his music. I don't think that only certain artists, only one person or type of person can listen. And it's I think with Substantial, he kind of opens your eyes to a different type of lyricist, and he's really good.
Absolutely. But that is the end of our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button on this video and subscribe to our channel. Also, be sure to check out our other platforms as well too, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, because we definitely try to get to Instagram a lot more. You can follow myself on Twitter at Ken86. You can follow the doctor at TL Double. Make sure you check our other shows as well too. Well, we have Duke It Out. We also have Mark It Out Amongst Friends, which will be going live tomorrow evening. I don't know what time. They didn't tell me what time, so I can't provide you a time.
Absolutely.
But as we always do, this is the Professor John Gotti.
And this is the podcast beast, Doc Lesnar.
And thank you very much for joining us tonight. Good night. Mwah. And goodbye. Bang.
Taste the ocean.
All I ever wanted was a little rain. Take care of me and mine, stripping my name. Little money, never needed your change. No disrespect, it just wasn't my thing. Words on my heart, and the was my brain. I'm a starving artist, ain't my pain. I'm very proud of the man I became. Hopefully, some of y'all try to do the same. I learned that it's deeper than tears, deeper than guest appearances. Deeper shit fears, deeper than sample clearances. Deeper than lights, deeper than camera action. Deeper than mics, deeper than transactions. Deeper than fans, deeper than beats and world tours. Deeper than brands, deepest pieces, all doors. Deeper than subwoofers who knew this love could have made a dream liver from own. Look a song, so so they feel it from the stage. If we ain't a flow cooler like a make you free on. Vibe through the monitor I place my feet on like Ottoman, so hot and volcanic. No cling on. I live long and prosper. That's the model. Green room brown liquor like past bottle. Good. Long way to White Sea Road. Still hood though. Still making home regardless of where I could go. With good jokes bring us up in this path. Good folks show you love them, come on proud. I grab a mic for PG and represent. They be looking for the real and they family.